Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Imratu Soleha and my student number is 63. In here, I want to explain about contextual understanding. The contextual understanding focuses on how the interpretation, choice of language, and the shaping of a text vary according to the context in which it is created and the context in which it will be used. And now, we will study about the contextual understanding for speaking and listening. In order to develop communicative competence, students need to understand the way speaking and listening can be adjusted to meet the demands of a variety of contexts. They also need to be aware of the ways in which spoken language can be manipulated for different purposes. Students learn that the purpose, audience, and situation affects the decision and choices that they make. This is known as the situational context. And students also need to know that socio-cultural beliefs, values, and assumptions affect those participating in a communication. This is known as the socio-cultural context. Okay, the next slide is what is situational context and what is socio-cultural context. I will explain one by one, okay? Situational context describes the reason why something is occurring and the appropriate behavior and actions associated with the situation. The situational context is defined by the event itself. You communicate differently in different settings. Think about how you talk in class, at a party, playing sports, and at funeral. The socio-cultural context refers to the idea that language, rather than existing in isolation, is closely linked to the culture and society in which it is used. This means when language is learned, the socio-cultural context in which it is used needs to be taken into consideration as well. For example, learners are looking at the language of advertisements. In order to do this effectively, they need to understand the culture in which the adverts function. Okay, and the next slide, what students need to know. There are six ways to students need to know the contextual understanding. For students to speak and listen effectively for various purposes and audiences, they need to be aware of the following. The first is speakers and listeners make critical decisions when composing and comprehending spoken text. Students need to learn how to vary the language they use according to the context they are in. This is known as changing register. Register is made up of three components. First is field, or what is being talked about, also known as a topic. And the two, tenor, the relationship between speaker and listener. And three is mood, how the spoken text is being delivered. For example, a face-to-face conversation, a telephone conversation, and a formal presentation. And the next for the student need to know is speakers adjust their speech as they identify with different groups. Over time, students come into contact with a variety of groups outside their immediate family who use specialized words and ways of speaking. They might interact with a wide range of people who are outside the school context, for example, doctors, health workers, sporting, and other community groups. The first is students as researchers of language students need opportunities to discuss how their knowledge, experience, and perspective influence their speaking and listening choices. They need time to share and discuss their experiences of speaking in home and community settings in order to make links with classroom learning. And the second is making comparisons. Students could compare TV programs for very young children to those for older children, then list the differences. For example, vocabulary, topics, or tone or voice. Or students could compare the way that introductions are made. For example, at home, at a school assembly, on a TV or radio interview. And the third is examining a speech from a family gathering. Family gatherings are easily accessible for students. For example, birthday parties, anniversary parties, engagement parties. Being able to examine how speaking and listening adjustments are made in familiar context will support students when they begin to investigate speech adjustments in less familiar contexts. And the next is investigating community-based speaking and listening. Investigating speaking and listening in the community involves examining where and how speaking and listening are used. For example, students may investigate a speech situation such as a basketball game, then describe the speech events contained within it. For example, the coach talk before the game, the interaction before and during the game, encourage men from spectators, dialogue between players. The individual utterances that occur within a speech event are speech acts. For example, encouraging remarks, interaction between players. And the next of students need to know is speakers and listeners' consideration of different points of view can confirm, broaden or challenge an existing view. Speakers use language to represent their points of view. Listeners can either accept or challenge the attitudes, values, and beliefs that they hear. Okay, students need to be aware of the way a point of view develops. Interpreting spoken text. Spoken text can be interpreted from different points of view. What is said will be shaped and interpreted in light of a person's attitudes, interests, and experience. For example, a winning athlete might recount and even using language full of positive descriptions. An athlete who suffered an injury during the event will give a different account. A listener who is also an athlete will listen differently from a person who has no interest in sports. The next of students need to know is the social and cultural background of language users will influence their speaking and listening choices. A person's social and cultural background influences the choices they make when speaking and listening. Elements such as ethnicity, gender, age, education, and social class all contribute to the way that we use and interpret spoken text. The first, interpreting gaps and silences. Listeners interpret these gaps differently based on their own socio-cultural context. Spoken text designed to persuade tend to highlight particular information and ignore other points. And the second is assuming shared knowledge. Speakers might assume that listeners share their cultural knowledge and values. Teachers should involve students in collecting stories about situations where shared cultural knowledge and values were assumed, but which resulted in a misunderstanding. Students could be asked to reflect on the implications of making such assumptions. And the next, dominant values. The values of a dominant group or culture are often represented as the norm. Many of the structures in society are taken for granted and can seem normal and acceptable unless they are questioned. And the next of students need to know is speakers consciously select and use linguistic devices to enhance impact or to influence particular audiences. There are many linguistic devices that speakers can use to enhance the message they are trying to communicate. The first is analogy. It's saying something is like something else to make some sort of explanatory point. For example, life is like a box of chocolates. The next is anecdote. It's a brief telling or story of an interesting and usually funny incident or occurrence. And the next is similes. Similes are direct comparisons between two things to show their similarity. For example, as good as gold. And the next is tone. It's the emotional message conveyed in a speech. And the next is choice of language. A speaker can choose to use descriptive, emotive, or technical language. And the next is continuatives. The speakers use in conversation to signal that the speaker intends to continue speaking. For example, no, of course, well, anyway, or surely. And the next is emphasis. It's anything that is said with greater stress. For example, also, furthermore, in addition, etc. And the next is figurative language. There are hyperbole, metaphor, personification, rhetorical question, etc. And the next, intonation, is the variation of pitch when speaking. And the next, irony, contrasts the reality and the expectation with what is said and what is meant. And the last of students need to know is spoken text can be investigated and analyzed to reveal their values and assumptions. Students could then move on to examine contemporary spoken text, such as the following. First, comparing and contrasting two reports on the same topic. And the second, listen to talkback radio. And the next, listen to advertisements. And next, listen to political broadcasts. And last, listen to interviews. And the next slide, there is developing critical awareness. It is important that students understand that language is a dynamic social process that shapes and is shaped by constantly changing social conditions. The use of English is inextricably involved with values, beliefs, and ways of thinking about the world we inhabit. Students also need to develop the skills of critical literacy, especially an awareness of the relationship between language and power. And the next slide is embedding speaking and listening within the classroom. Studying how spoken text can vary in different contexts is an important focus area for contextual understanding. Teachers should provide a variety of purposeful contexts in the classroom, such as collaborative activities, plays, simulation, and presentations of learning. The students also can focusing on contextual understanding in a unit of work. It is important for teachers to plan and design a variety of contexts that involve students using speaking and listening skills. This allows students to develop the critical awareness needed for using spoken language in ways appropriate to the situation. Okay, that is my presentation. Thanks for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.